All I want for my birthday is a big booty hoe. All I want for my birthday is a big booty hoe. I'm sure you guys have heard this song on the radio, or songs like it. I can see you guys jamming out in your cars, singing along to it. But in actuality, it kind of raises some emotions, some very strong emotions to a certain group of people. For example, senior year at my high school, there was a group of women led by a notoriously known feminist teacher who proposed to the administration that for my high school senior prom, we should eliminate all songs that contain violence, derogatory terms, and just basically don't show women in the nicest of lights. And it passed, and much to say, I did not know that that many songs contained this. Because when prom came around, there wasn't that much music to play besides that same beat of techno the whole way through. Yeah, but so you might have guessed by now. My question is, should we ban music that contains glorified violence against women and misogyny in music? My answer is no. It shouldn't. We should not do this. For one, it doesn't really help that we want to ban it. It actually does the exact opposite. I think it does more harm banning this type of music than it actually would help. And secondly, it would create a slippery slope that, if started, we won't be able to stop the other repercussions that come from it. So, many feminists criticize the idea of banning music that contains violence towards women or is misogynistic. Wait, feminists criticize that we should not ban this type of music. It actually makes a lot of sense if you think about it. If this music is actually banned or actually fought to ban, it actually perpetuates the idea that women are helpless and actually can't cope with men's criticism. It makes a lot of sense. According to Power Feminist, April 23rd, 2012, complaining that men are using violent language in music and getting banned reinforce gender roles. Actually makes sense. Actually reinforces gender roles that women are helpless and can't do anything towards the men in society. According to the Christian Science Mentor Mediator, August 8, 2012, the censorship within a home or in or out of society is a losing game that would rather be gained if a parent, because most of the time, is our parents who don't want their children, their young daughters, to be listening to this type of music. I'm sure I think there's like one person who has a daughter in here. I'm sure she doesn't want. I'm sure she doesn't want her daughter to be listening to this type of music that, well, uses many derogatory terms towards women. It basically degrades women. But in actuality, if they actually just paid attention, if they actually just realize that your kid's going to be listening to this music, there's no helping it. It's better to actually talk with your children and put it into context. Because most likely, young teenage girls don't really understand the context of which this music or these words are being used. For example, in a music video where this really hot-looking girl is in like barely any clothing at all, and with a black man and very sexual things are going on, they don't realize, I don't think teenage girls actually realize that she's a paid actress. That's her job, to look this way. That girls really don't act this way in real life, but teenage girls see this like, oh, that's how I should be, right? That's how I want to be. I want a girl to be like her. Bikinis. Anyway, so now, but that actually brings up to my next topic, which is the slippery slope that I was talking about, censorship. According to the New York Times, August 28, 2012, it would be ridiculous to start changing or editing out lines or reviews to a nation or people who might find it offensive. And it is ridiculous. Just because you're offended by it, you got to deal with it. Welcome to America. Freedom of speech. We can say what we want. I love this country. Banning may have, the idea of banning certain music, even if in the best intentions, may create problems that once you open, you won't be able to stop. For example, if we decide to ban this type of music, just get rid of all of it, anything that's misogynistic, violent towards women, all of that nature, it might actually end up expanding to other unpopular types of art, literature, film, or news stories. What is it to stop from there? If we can just ban something we don't like music, or just because it degrades women, what stops us from taking out all the other stuff we don't like? Just because we don't like it doesn't mean we just just take it away. According to the Washington Post, February 13, 2012, censorship destroys creativity, and it's true. Banning this type of music may cause a stagnant in creative output, as people are scared to produce any music that might be considered offensive. Artists might be scared or put in all that hard work for a song that they wrote, and turns out it's banned because people find it offensive. It's a lot of work put in, and you just find out like it just went all away. As the LA Times said in July 23rd, 2012, this may result in no new styles of music being created. All styles are being created is through experimentation. Even if people don't like it at first, people push through it and try to make it better, try to make it more appealing. For example, I'm pretty sure when techno and like dubstep came out, everyone thought that stuff was crazy. that stuff was crazy, and was just electronic noises that people didn't understand. But eventually, people grew to it, and artists now, who usually R&B or hip hop, actually now incorporate it into their styles. At first, maybe people thought that was like, what is that noise? Especially old people. So all in all, my question was, should we ban music that contains violence towards women or misogyny in music? And I said no. And I hope you guys believe so too. Really do. One, because it actually might, if we actually ban this type of music, it might actually create more harm than good to come from it. And secondly, it will create a slippery slope in censorship and all that. So if a black man wants to have a big booty hoe for his birthday, we should give it to him.